Hello, welcome back to the Vintage Children's Book Vault. Today I wanted to share with you my favorite tool for researching, finding vintage children's books that I love to share with my kids. Sometimes I'm also looking for homeschool curriculum, last minute bedtime stories. This is a site that I use. It's called archive.org. It is absolutely free. There's no spam. It is wonderful to use as a parent. All you need to do, if you've never been here before, is you go to archive.org. You then go to sign up, and it just asks for a unique username, email address, and password, and that's it. So once you get set up with that, you can log in. I have never been spammed by this site, by the way, never received anything. There is, when you're making an account, there is an option for you to opt in for like a newsletter or something like that. But if you don't, you'll never hear from them. So that's wonderful. So I just sign in, and it starts out immediately here with this generic search bar. And you can start here, or you can start to look through different categories right away to limit your search options. There's also Internet Archive books here that you can go through. I usually just start here. So if I want, spelled that wrong, but if I wanted to look up an author like Rose Dobbs, I might do that. And then everything that is known that matches that will show up here. And there is more than just books. So I will go to books and documents, and that will limit it just to the books that are here. There is a text contents where it'll take whatever you put in your search box, and it looks inside of the books or looks inside of the documents, whatever is on the site that matches that name or has that text. So that is a broader search that is also very helpful. But we'll go to just down to books, and I'll look up Grimm's Fairy Tales, and you'll see here there's a limited view of what you can see right now. So you can just flip through a couple of pages. It depends on how long the book is and on how much you are able to see in limited preview. But when you hit this limited preview, that's all they're going to show you. But all you have to do then is you would say borrow, and you get the book for 1 hour. And so you can use it and start reading through it. I'll go back to the front here. And there you go. You have access to the book. It's free, and no issues there. When you want to return it, you would click return now. You have the book for a period of about you have the book for an hour. So if you forget to return the book, and you're not using the book, it'll automatically get returned back to the digital library here. So no pressures there. You can see here it says renews automatically with continued use. So if you are having a great time reading and you're just keep going and going, you want more time, as long as you're engaging with the book, you can use it. But now that I wanted to return it back, I can do that. You can also look by title. So let's say I wanted to look up the Brambley Hedge. I think it's the Complete Brambley Hedge. So you can look by title, and that comes up here. And I can open this up, and I want to borrow this book. I'm going to go back to the beginning here. So I can just start reading this book. It's lovely. You can also change the format of the book down here in the lower right hand. You can either look at it in a one-page view. So if you have a tablet, it's a little bit easier to read that way. You can have the 2-page form, or you can have this whole grid form where you can just search through the book if you wanted to, like a broad overview and a quick way. This is really, really handy for maybe you have if you have a child who wants a certain amount of pictures in their book. Maybe they don't want any black and white pictures, they want color pictures, not a lot of text, or you can find the right balance here. And it's been really, really super helpful because I have bought books that I got something it wasn't what I was expecting. Either it was way too much text, or the text was way too simple, and or it was a much thicker book than I thought it would be. But anyway, this is a really great tool. Now, I did want to let you know that if I go back to, well, I'm going to return it. If I go back to here, it is very particular about how the entry of your books to match on. It's not going to be intuitive. So if you make a misspelling at a certain character, I know when I'm on my phone, I accidentally put in a period between words. But so if I said like just Brambly Hedge, it would bring that up, but it'd also bring up a lot more that it's kind of figuring out to match on. But if I wasn't sure how to spell it and I said Brambly Hedge, it would have no results. If I said Brambly Hedge like this, it's going to bring up this, which isn't Brambly Hedge at all. So it is a little particular about it. You got to be careful, or just start being creative about how you want to look for it if you can't find it exactly. Do that. And then another way to find helpful resources is, this is a site that is contributed to by just people out there. There's also libraries and schools and so forth that will digitize the books and put them here, especially as more and more books have come out and the older books have gone out of print, or there's just not room for them in their libraries. They will put them on this site. But if you want something, if you find something you kind of like, you can see sometimes when the person has entered the book, they'll add different topics here, and I find that very helpful. So you can just start looking for, you can click on that and it'll start showing you other books that are tagged with that same category. You could do mice juvenile there. So now you're looking at all mice stories. Very, very helpful to do that. And then if you wanted to start looking into different years, there's a filter section here. You can do by year. So interesting. Okay, so I'll do just random like that, and it'll make it a much smaller selection in that way. You can clear the filters, and then you can start filtering also by creator, language. There are some collections that are available that you can come across, but super helpful. Like if I did, and you could start saying, well, my kids like train stories, so maybe I can look that up. That didn't return anything. Let's see, railroad stories. You can pull that up. Maybe train stories. Nope, doesn't like train. Okay, so but you can look for train stories, like maybe children. And again, now you're in a broader search, so go down to books and documents. And yeah, so it just gives you an ability to look around and explore and really have a good time with it. If you do find, let's see, Ghost Train to Nowhere, I don't click on that. And let's say if you do really like the book, or if you're searching for books and you want to keep track of it, you can always add it to your favorites. Here, there's a little star. You can favorite it. You could also add it to a list, so you can create a new list this way. Or if you already have a list, you can put it to their train stories. You can always access those again by going up to your profile here and saying my favorites, my lists. If you have a collection that you have saved, you can do that as well. And then like let's say if I borrowed this book and it was still active in my loans, then I could go here, my loans, and you would see what I have. So these are the 2 that are still active. I haven't returned these yet, but in an hour they would go away if I didn't return them. But overall, I love this site. I use it every day. It's been completely, it's just such a valuable resource. And even though this is free, it's led me to actually buy quite a few books, because I'll either, in this case, Robin Hood and Miserable Man by Dick Kingsmith, the author of the Babe story, with the pig, and that there was a movie about. He has so many other books that I never knew about, that are wonderful. And if I click through to here and find, I'm just like, oh wow, look at all these different books. And well, the books are geared towards different ages, so I can get a feel for what is the exact book that I want and look for. And it's really wonderful. Now, the only thing is that sometimes you will run into a book that says borrow unavailable, and in that case it is, let me see, like, I think I have one here. So if I go to like here, you'll see borrow unavailable. There are in some cases where, because this is contributed to by people or a library and so forth, if there's a publisher or somebody who owns the right to the book and they do not want it on this site, they can let the site know, and the site will come along and they will just label it as this. So you can preview the book still a little bit, but you just cannot borrow it. So there's just nothing to borrow. And in that case, just move on and find something else that fits, because there's just so much out there. And I hope this tool helps you uncover some beautiful stories for your shelves. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what your favorite search terms are, and we'll see you next time inside the vault.